Praise the Lord. Thank you for attending through the Zoom meeting this Sunday class. Today we are going to concentrate mainly about Genesis chapter 37. From this chapter, the life of Joseph is starting until the end of the Genesis. The entire chapter cover the life of Joseph. So today from the life of Joseph, we are going to learn more things because this incident happened in the life of Joseph when he was 17 years old. You're all teen children, you are studying in the school, and you're also facing more problems like what Joseph has faced. Let us see how to overcome the difficulties in our life. In spite of all the things which is happening in our life, God's plan surely will take place. That's what we are going to see from the life of Joseph. Let me share the screen so you can understand very clearly. So today's message is about God's hidden plan when life seems unfair. Okay, certain times we see it is not fair. What is happening to me, or what the people are doing to me is not fair. Even my brothers, even my sisters, what they are doing to me is not fair. Even in the class, even the teachers, even my close friends are doing bad to me. It is not fair. So many times we'll think like that. But in spite of all these things, God hidden plan in our life will surely take place. Nobody can stop it. That's what we are going to learn from Genesis chapter 37, especially from life of Joseph. So let me go here. Before going to the life of Joseph, you all know that Jacob now returned from his uncle house, Laban. Now he's settled in Canaan. Now, what happened for Esau? That is Jacob's brother. That you should know. That is there in Genesis chapter 36. Let me give a brief explanation about where Esau settled. And in Genesis chapter 36, the name Esau and his family and his descendant or everything given. After that, the Esau was not mentioned in Genesis at all. Genesis chapter 36 at verse 43 only, the last time the Esau, the Jacob's brother name was mentioned. After that, his name was not written in the book of Genesis. So as you all know that Jacob went to his uncle house Laban in fear of his brother Esau. Then he stayed there for more than 20 years. When God told Jacob to return back, he returned again back to his native place. When he returned, Esau also welcomed him. Both of them became together. After that, what happened? Esau don't want to settle in the place where Jacob was staying. So he moved away from Canaan and he went and stayed where, he went and stayed in Edom. Can you see here in the screen? So please see the map. Actually, first of all, both Esau and Jacob stayed in Canaan, and since the number of cattle for both Jacob and Esau are so much, and the earth cannot hold it, so Esau, Jacob's brother, decided to move away from Canaan and go and settle in Edom. So now what happened? The Esau moved away from the promised land, what was given to his ancestors, that is Abraham. He moved away and settled in Edom. Why did this happen? Because the number of cattle for both Esau and Jacob were so much. So Esau settled in the hill country of Seir. Okay, Esau moved from south of the land of Canaan to the region of Mount Seir, a mountain area near the Dead Sea. The land was already inhabited by Horites, a group of cave dwellers. Over time, Esau's descendant intermarried with Horites. Eventually, Esau's family took over the territory, forming the nation of Edom. So you should always keep in the mind what happened to Esau, whether Esau is staying there in Canaan or he went to some other place. That you should always make it clear, because this land was promised to Abraham. Then this promise is going to the Jacob and his descendant, not to Esau and his descendant. That you should clearly know it, my children. So I am clearly giving you an idea that after Jacob came and settled in Canaan, Esau moved away from Canaan and he went to a place called Mount Seir. That is a mountainous region. In that region, already the Horite tribes were living. This Esau descendant went and stayed there. Esau's descendant intermarried the Horite people, and in the days coming, Esau's descendant completely overtook Horites tribe. So there was no Horite tribe, entirely mingled with Esau's tribe. So that's what happened. This is Israel, which is a Canaan, where Jacob settled, and this is a land given to Jacob and his descendant. And Jacob's brother Esau moved to the land called Mount Seir, that we called as Edom. Edom means red. Esau also, a nickname of Esau is red. So now what happened? Now the nation Edom has formed there, and Esau's descendant went settled there. Now I can see here, I can show them the number of wives of Esau, and how many sons are there, how many kings were formed there. Before Israel is going to form as a nation, before Israel is going to be ruled by kings, that is king, the Davidic descendant, already the Esau's family settled in Edom, and Esau's descendant increased in number, and they started to rule the nation as a kings. That's what happened there. Can you see here? Esau has 3 wives, 5 sons, and 10 grandsons. Totally, there are 13 chiefs, and the Horite are there in Seir. They also combined with them, Esau's descendant. So they have 7 sons become chief, and 21 tribes conquered by Esau. So Esau totally conquered 21 tribes belonging to the Horites and Seir, and they also become chief. So dynasty established, 8 kings in succession. Though 8 kings are ruling in succession, before Israel is going to form as a nation, everything was flourishing in for Esau. Okay. Now Jacob, let me go to Jacob. That is Genesis chapter 37:1. Now Jacob lived in the land where his father has stayed, the land of Canaan. Okay. Where this is a land where Jacob is stayed. This is a land belonged to his father, because that's what God told to Abraham, to leave his land and go to the place where he is sowing, and that place God is going to give to Abraham descendant. Now that place now belonging to Jacob and his descendant. So this is Canaan, that is Israel, and this is Edom. Now Jacob is staying in Canaan. What is happening there? So Jacob, how many Jacob? Already I told, I show you the Esau's family. Esau has 3 wives. In the same way, Jacob had 4 wives. Leah, his first wife, then Rachel, his beloved wife, then Bilhah, that is Rachel's maid servant, Zilpah, Leah's maid servant, all together formed the foundation of nation of Israel. So Jacob had 4 wife, and Leah, Leah, first daughter of Laban, she gave birth for 6 sons and 1 daughter. Reuben, which means see, Simeon means heard, Levi means joined or attached, Judah means praise, Issachar means rewards or wages, Zebulun means dwelling or honor. And she gave birth 1 daughter called Dinah, which means judged or vindicated. So Leah gave birth 7 sons and 1 daughter. And what about Rachel, loving wife of Jacob? She gave birth 2 sons. The first son was Joseph, which means may God add. Second son is Benjamin. During his delivery of that son, Rachel died. So Benjamin means son of my right hand. Then Bilhal's children. Who was Bilhal? Bilhal was Rachel's maid servant. So that lady gave birth 2 sons, namely Dan. Dan means judge. Naphtali means my struggle. Dan means judge. Naphtali means my struggle. Then Zilpah, who was the maid servant of Leah, she also gave birth 2 sons. First son is Gad. Gad means good fortune or troop. Asher means happy or blessed. Then with this, the entire family, the 12 tribes of Israel was formed from 4 wives. Now let us see in Genesis chapter 37. Here God's plan when the life seems unfair. Genesis 37 makes the beginning of the Joseph story. One of the most remarkable life story in the Bible. From Genesis 37 to 50, we are going to cover the entire life of Joseph. Joseph was one of the 12 sons of Jacob, and his mother was Rachel, Jacob's beloved wife. At this point, when Genesis 37 incident happened, Joseph was 17 years old, a teenager himself, and story shows how God began shaping his destiny even when life seems unfair. Now, Joseph age was 17, and his father Jacob age was 107. How much it is? It is 107 was the age of Joseph's father Jacob. Now Joseph is 17 years old. Now let us see that here in this chapter it has 36 verses. We are going to divide into four groups, subgroups, subdivisions. Number one is Joseph's court. Number two is Joseph's dream. Number three is Joseph in the pit. Number four, Joseph sold. So about Joseph's story, even when it seems unfair, God's hidden plan is going to take part in Joseph's life. It starts from Joseph's court, then it goes to Joseph's dream. Because of that, he was put in the pit, and because of that, he was sold. Let us see that. First of all, Joseph's court. Joseph was a young man of 17, was tending the flock with his brothers, like the son of Bilhah. I told Bilhah has two sons, and the son of Zilpah has two sons. So Joseph was taking care of the sheep along with his four brothers. But those four brothers are very bad people. They are doing all bad things. So Joseph collect all those things and go and went and told to his father that the four brothers are doing all bad things. So what happened? Those four brothers don't like this Joseph because he's going and telling about them to his father. And moreover, the Joseph gave ornate robe, what is called ornate, O-R-N-A-T-E, an ornate robe to Joseph. And because of that, the brothers started to hate him, and they are not going to talk to him a good kind words. They are always fighting and talking bad about Joseph, because they started to hate him because first of all he is going and telling about what bad things they are doing to his father. And next time his father loved Joseph so much and gave an ornate robe. And third one, because of that, they hated him, and then they could not speak a kind word to him. Now Joseph was 17-year old, and that is now what happened? Actually, after Jacob returned from his uncle house Laban, here he is staying for about how many years? 11 years have passed. For the past 11 years, now Jacob, his 12 sons and his one daughter, and his three wives, because Rachel was died. So three wives were living in Canaan for the past 11 years. During that 11 years, what actually happened is that they stayed in Succoth, in Shechem, and Hebron. In all the places they are staying. Now, the incident, what happened is that Joseph, father Jacob, gave Joseph a coat. It is an ornate robe, a coat of royalty. Always in the Sunday class, they'll teach you it is a multicolor coat. Actually, it is not a multicolor coat. It is a long coat with full sleeves. What do you mean by long coat with full sleeves? Means if you put that coat, that means the right of the firstborn is given to Joseph. Next one, Joseph became the leader of the entire clan. That is the meaning of it. Understand? So Joseph gave that he has to given to his first son Reuben. Joseph didn't give this long sleeve coat to Reuben. Instead of that, he gave it to his loving son Joseph. It is a full sleeve, and because of that, he is going to get the rights of the firstborn. And moreover, Joseph became the leader of the clan. Automatically, they will get angry, isn't it? So this is a mistake. Already Joseph, Jacob family was splitted because of favoritism, isn't it? Now Jacob is doing the same thing to his children also. He didn't learn the lesson. Here also showing the favoritism. The result was twofold. Brothers hated Joseph. They could not speak a kind word to him. This became the problem. Then what happened? In time were going on. Actually, the 11 years are going on. So Joseph had a dream. What does that dream say? Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brother, they hated him all the more. But his brother was jealous of him, but his father kept this matter in the mind. Brothers are angry, but father kept in the mind. What are the dreams Joseph of God. Joseph got two dreams. Joseph's first dream, what is the first dream? In the first dream, Joseph's sheaf stood upright while the other sheaves bowed. And those are the farmers. They were collecting the harvesting crops and bundle it as a sheaf. And each person are collecting, their sheaf is there. But in the dream, the Joseph sheaf was upright, but others' sheaves were bowing towards the Joseph sheaf. That was there. That means Joseph sheaf standing upright means Joseph will be exalted, rise to the position of authority. That is the meaning of the dream. The other sheaves bowing shows that his brothers will one day honor and submit to Joseph. That is the meaning. This dream prophetically point to Joseph became a governor of Egypt in Genesis 41, when his brother would bow before him seeking food during the famine. In coming classes, we are going to see that you know all these things. Actually, what the dream, what Joseph saw is going to fulfill, not now, but after 15 to 20 years after that is going to happen. So this is what the first dream. Joseph his bundle was standing upright, but all others, 12 others brothers bundle were bowing down the bundle of towards the bundle of Joseph, which means Joseph is going to rise to the position of authority, and his brothers are going to honor him and submit to Joseph's authority. What is Joseph's second dream? Again, Joseph got a second dream. In the second dream, sun, moon, and 11 stars bow to Joseph. What does sun symbolize? Sun symbolize Jacob, his brother, his father, and moon represent Rachel, his mother, and the 11 stars represent his 11 brothers. The second dream expands the first dream. Not only his brother, but also his entire family will recognize Joseph's God-given position. So this is exactly the tremendous dream. Joseph got it, and he didn't keep it in the mind. He went and told to his brothers. So the lesson we learn from this, what is a God has a plan. Three lessons of our learning from the incident, what is happening in Joseph's life so far when he was 17 years old. God has a plan. First one, even it is not clear now, be faithful and patient like Joseph. If God is giving you some dreams, some visions, and some Bible verses and telling you that he's going to lift up you, keep it in your mind. Be patient like Joseph, because God will certainly fulfill it. Second one, jealousy destroys relationship. That you should always know, my children, because the teenage is where we get the feeling of jealousy. Because if you get the jealousy, it will totally destroy the relationship. If it is a relationship with a brother or sister, that is going to be destroyed. If you're going to have the relationship with a friend, that is going to be destroyed. Even the church people, if you are going to be jealous, that is going to be destroyed. So rejoice when others are blessed. Why the jealousy came? Because Joseph was blessed more, and his father was loving him more, and he's giving a long sleeve and making him as a leader of the clan and giving him the birthright. Everything is given to Joseph. That's why other people are very angry. In our life also, when other people are blessed, we should not feel jealous. We should rejoice with them. And third one, God timing is perfect. Though Joseph dream took years to fulfill, it come truly exactly as God promised him. So God timing is perfect. Jealousy destroys relationship. God has a plan. That's what we learned from so far. Now let me go to the third topic, Joseph in the pit. Now so far we saw that Joseph caught, then Joseph dream. He had a two dream, and then Joseph in the pit. Let me go that. For Joseph's brothers already hated Joseph. Now what is happening? For three reasons, Joseph's brothers were hating Joseph. Joseph's brothers were hating him. Number one, Joseph was Jacob's favorite. Reason one. Reason two, Joseph brought bad report about them in reason two. Reason three, Joseph shared dreams that made them feel inferior. They were inferior, and he is very great man, so we are inferior. So for these three reasons, the brothers already hated Joseph. Keep it in the mind. Now Jacob sent Joseph to his brother. How Joseph is going to be end in the pit? That's what we are going to see. First, what happened? When Joseph was 17 years old, what happened? Jacob once sent Joseph to his brothers. Where are his brothers? The brothers went to Shechem. The brothers went where? See, now here can you see the map? What I'm showing you now? The entire family of Jacob, 12 sons and one daughter and three wives were staying in Hebron. Now what happened? That is Jacob's 11th son went from Hebron to Shechem with their with their cattle to find a grace land. Understand? So they traveled from Hebron to Shechem. It is more than 15 miles distance. It is a long distance. The traveling route is very dangerous route. No teen can go alone that route. It is a very dangerous route. But 11 sons altogether combined, they went from Hebron to Shechem along with their cattle. Okay, now the brothers of Joseph were in Shechem. Now the father Jacob telling Joseph, see, it became long time back. Your brothers have gone to Shechem. So you go back and check on that safety, whether they are safe. You have to go and check and the flock's condition, because they took so much of flock with them, and you have to find out the flock condition also. So Jacob sent Joseph from the valley of Hebron to Shechem to find his brothers. Joseph obeyed his father right away and went on a long journey to find them. Shechem is about 50 miles from Hebron. It is a long journey, a dangerous journey. Joseph didn't hesitate. He obeyed immediately. He didn't say the way is dangerous, I don't want to go alone. He didn't say anything or send some servant with me. He didn't say anything at all. He went alone because he obeyed his father. Okay, can you see here now? So Joseph's brother traveled from Hebron, and now what happened is that we are going to see Joseph find his brother at Dothan. He went to Shechem, but he went and searched there in Shechem. His brothers were not there. So when Joseph was searching there, one man met Joseph and asked, "What you are doing here? Why you are wandering?" Joseph said, my brothers came here. Did you know them?" At that time, that man told they were talking about going towards a place called Dothan. So immediately Joseph traveled from Shechem to Dothan. It take another 1 day. It also take another 1 day. So the full day Joseph traveled for another 1 day and went to Dothan. There he saw his brothers. When he was coming near, what happened? So Dothan was about 15 miles from Shechem. It take another 1 year. From Hebron to Shechem, it is 50 miles. From Shechem to Dothan, another 15 miles. So for about 65 miles, Joseph walked to meet his brothers. To find whether they are safe. Now what is happening, we are going to see plot to kill Joseph. When Joseph's brothers saw him coming from far away, they said to each other, "Here comes the dreamer," because their nickname for Joseph was a dreamer. Now they changed the Joseph name into the dreamer. They always come, he's not a Joseph, he's a dreamer, nickname. But this also shows the cause of their hatred for him. They said, kill him and throw his body into one of these pits. Then we can tell father that the wild animal attacked him. That will end his dreams. That the main aim is his dream should end. He's a dreamer. His dream should end. So let us kill him, put him in the pit, and tell the father that wild animals attacked your son. We don't know about it. Let us finish it. Let us see how his dream is going to happen. So, but when they were talking like this, you know that the first son of Jacob was Reuben, isn't it? But Reuben intervened and said, no, don't kill him, don't shed blood. Let just throw him into the empty pit. Here in the wilderness, there is an empty pit. No water is there. Let you all throw him in the pit. He cannot climb the pit. It is very deep. There is no water. He's going to die there anyway. Let him die starvingly. We no need to shed the blood. Reuben was the eldest son of Jacob, responsible for the others. He did not have the courage to directly oppose them, but he tried to find a safer solution to throw Joseph into the pit instead of killing him. Reuben secretly planned to come back later and rescue Joseph. What he was telling is, let him die there. There is no food, no water. Let him. That's what he was telling outwardly to his brother. But in his mind, he thought that, let me come again and rescue this brother and send to the father safely. So that was his aim. He don't want to harm Reuben, because he was the first son. He has some responsibility. So that's what he was thought. So all the brothers said, yes, it's a very good idea. Throw him in the pit. So when Joseph was thrown into the pit, and what happened? So when Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped him of his robe, the ornate robe he was wearing. That is this symbol of leader of the clan, symbol of the blessing of the firstborn. Everything that is a ornate robe, they removed it and they took him and throw him into the cistern. The cistern was empty. Cistern was a pit, like a well, empty. There was no water in it. The cistern was a dried well. They will call it as a cistern, and it has no water in it, so it became a cistern. It is dried up, nothing in it. What lesson we are learning from this? So this incident is happening. What lesson as a teen you are learning from this is this: when jealousy grows in the heart, it leads to evil action. We must guard our heart before hatred takes control. Hatred can come, jealousy can come. Immediately you have to set right it. If you are going to grow that hatred and jealousy, it is going to take a bad action. Before it going to take a bad action, you have to control your jealousy and hatred. You have to remove it. You have to go and talk to that person clearly and say that why you are hating them, and reconcile your fellowship again. Otherwise, you are going to take a bad action. Sometimes, like Reuben, we know what is right. A second thing, what we are learning, sometimes like Reuben know what is right, what is wrong, but he must be brave enough to actually act fully, not just halfway. He has no brave. Even though he was a first son, he has to control the entire brothers. No, he has no braveness. He was very afraid of them. Even though he know what they are doing is wrong, even though he know what is right, he didn't do it outwardly because he has he's not courageous. He's not brave enough to act fully. Not he's doing only halfway. So God can still work good out of bad. Third thing is, even though everything happened bad against Joseph, God's going to still go do good out of a bad plan. These brothers had a bad plan, but God can still work good out of bad plan. In your life also, if your relatives or if your friends or if somebody are making a bad plan against you, but God is there with you, He will still work good out of the bad plans. From the bad plan, God is going to give good. So the three lessons we learned so far. First one, when jealousy grows in your heart, it can lead to evil action. We must guard our heart before hatred takes control. Number two, sometimes like Reuben, we know what is right, but we must be brave enough to actually act fully, not halfway. Number three, God can still work good out of a bad plan. Now, fourth topic, Joseph sold. Now Joseph is going to be sold. Let me go that. Now this is a map, as you all know that, from Hebron to Shechem, from Shechem to Dothan. In the Dothan, Joseph was put in the pit. Now he was in the pit. Now, what is going to happen? We are going to see. Okay. Now, after throwing the Joseph into the pit, the brothers sat down to eat, showing how hard their hearts had become. Because Joseph has bought food for the brothers. Okay. They ate the food what the Joseph brought, isn't it? Now, the Joseph was crying in the pit and crying, please leave me. I know I won't do anything to you. I won't say anything bad to the father. I won't even tell what has happened here. Please, please lift me up. Lift me up. I am very afraid. He was crying, he was begging. They didn't care about it. They are eating the food what the Joseph brought for them. What a hard-hearted people. Because of jealousy, hatred, they become totally like animal. Totally like animal. They saw you. Then what happened when when this incident was happening? They saw a group of traders. The traders belonged to the Ishmaelites, Midianites. These Ishmaelites and Midianites are also belong to the family of Abraham. You all know that, Ishmaelite and Midianites. Okay, they are the belonging to the relatives of Jacob family only. Ishmaelites and Midianites traveling to Egypt with valuable goods. These Ishmaelites and Midianites take the valuable goods from their place. They travel a long distance. They go to Egypt and sell and take the money and go back to their nation. So they are the travelers, they are traders. They are traveling on the caravan. They saw that. So what they did is, Jacob, when seeing that those travelers are coming and moving towards Egypt, Judah, who know Judah was the fourth son of Joseph and Leah. Judah came up with the idea to sell Joseph instead of killing him. They could make money. Now we'll sell it, we can get some money, and instead of killing him, we can just get money by selling him. Another idea. One Reuben told one idea, don't kill, put in the cistern. That idea is they are following it. Second idea, don't kill, don't put in the cistern, lift him up, sell, then we can get the money. See what a great idea they are getting. They sold Joseph for 20 silver coin. That's a common price for young slave at that time. In those times, if you want to sell a young slave boy, but 17 years slave boy, what is the amount they'll get? 20 silver coin. So that is case is, you know what is the 20 silver coin? Even the Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus for 20 silver coin. Here also, this young boy, 17 years old, was sold to the Egypt by his own brothers for 20 silver coins. The price for a young slave at that time. The traders took Joseph to Egypt. Now finished. Beginning the next step in God's plan. Joseph brothers were actually creating a situation that would cause the fulfillment of the dream. They want to destroy the dream of the Joseph, but unknowingly they were creating the situation that would cause the fulfillment of the dream. Now, after that, when they sold the Joseph, Reuben returned, because Reuben went somewhere, maybe he went to take care of the flocks. When he returned, he saw in the cistern, there's no Joseph. But then Reuben had a plan to rescue Joseph later, but when he returned, Joseph was already sold. Reuben was shocked and upset, tearing his cloth, a sign of deep sorrow in Bible times. Reuben did not know what to do and how to face their father Jacob. It was very sad. He was very sad. Reuben was very sad. So they form a deception. They are going to make a deception. What deception they are going to plan? To hide what they did, the brothers made up a lie. They killed a goat and used the blood to make the Joseph coat look like it was torn by an animal. So see the evil plan. See, because of jealousy, hatred, they didn't clear it. It became action. The action became a deception. Deception became the lie. They did all bad things. Step after step, they are doing all things bad. So they killed a goat and used the blood of the goat and pour it on the Joseph coat and look like that Joseph is attacked by an animal and that coat was torn by an animal. They took it to what they did, they returned back to the Hebron and traveled a long distance, and they showed this coat to the father and believed and told the lie that they lied that we saw this coat there near when we are traveling. Check whether this is your beloved son Joseph coat. Maybe Joseph was killed by animal. So on hearing this, Jacob was heartbroken, thinking Joseph was dead. Finished. So the deception was going on. Joseph grief and Jacob's grief and Joseph in Egypt. Now Jacob is grieving, but Joseph didn't die. He went to Egypt. Jacob was filled with deep sorrow. He refused to be comforted. He said, I will mourn for my son until I die. He's telling, until I'm going to die, every day I'll cry for my son because I'm not going to see him. Only if I die, I'm going to see him in the Sheol. So until I die, I'm going to cry. When Jacob grieved, God was still at work. Joseph was alive in Egypt, beginning a new chapter of God's plan. He was sold to Potiphar. He was sold to whom? From here they are sold to the Ishmaelites and Midianites. The Midianites went to Egypt. Again, they sold him to another person, the person who bought the 17-year Joseph, whose name was Potiphar, an important officer of Pharaoh. Pharaoh means the Pharaoh is a king of the Egypt. He was an important officer. Jacob thought everything was lost, but God was saving his family through Joseph. That's what God's hidden plan. So who was Potiphar? Potiphar was an officer of Pharaoh, meaning he was a part of the Egyptian military and the captain of the gods. He was a great position he's having. His name in Egypt means the gift of Ra. Potiphar means what is the meaning? The gift of Ra. Ra was the key Egyptian god. So Potiphar means gift of the Egyptian god. That is Ra. Ra is a Egyptian god. So meaning of Potiphar is gift of Ra, and he was a great officer. He was an officer. He's a captain of the god. He was in the Egyptian military. Very great position. So the sin came around. How the sin came around? The deceiver Jacob was being deceived by his sons, isn't it? Yes. What happened? Jacob deceived Isaac, his father, with goat skin. Now Jacob was being deceived with goat's blood. Same thing is coming because sin is coming around. Jacob deceived Isaac with Esau's cloth. Now Jacob was deceived by the using of Joseph's cloth. Same thing. Exactly what happened, how deceiver Jacob did. Everything is happening to him again. So the sin comes around in your life. Think over. If you are doing some sin, don't think it is going to be hidden. Unless otherwise you get the forgiveness from the Lord Jesus Christ and to be cleansed with the blood of Jesus, that sin is going to come around. It is going to haunt you. Surely I'm telling. So if you are doing any sin, immediately confess it to Jesus Christ. He is ready to forgive your sin and return and repent from that sin. Don't do it again. Otherwise, it will come around to you and it will happen to you. Now, what is happening here? From Hebron to Shechem, Shechem to Dothan, from Dothan, again, he was taken towards Egypt. See, this is a path of Egypt. He was sold. Joseph was taken to Egypt. His brothers, 11 brothers, returned to Hebron. In Hebron, Jacob was crying and crying and crying. Nobody is able to console him. But Joseph didn't die. He was taken to Egypt and he was sold to a great military commander, Potiphar. Potiphar means the gift of the Ra. Ra is a Egyptian god. So, life lesson for teens. I'm going to finish the lesson with 4 lessons you are learning, my children. Jealousy and greed can destroy love. So this is very, very important lesson. Jealousy and greed. Greed is also not good. They are having it. I want to have it. How come they only can have it? Anything, I need it. Anyhow, I need it. I'm going to get it. It is a greediness. Okay. What is necessary, God has given you. Beyond the necessary thing, if you want to get more, that become greedy. You have good clothing, you have good food, you have good parents, you have good schooling, you have good friends, you have good brothers, sisters. Everything is good. You have good church, you have good leaders, you have good Sunday class. Everything is good. That God has given you excellent thing. Beyond that, if you want to acquire more and more, what other rich children are having, that became greed. So jealousy and greed can destroy love. Protect your heart. So your heart is very, very important. Greediness and jealousy first come in the heart. If you are not going to control it, you are going to do in action. That's what the 11 brothers did. They were in jealousy, hatred were in the heart, but they did in action of putting him in the cistern, then selling him as a slave to travelers. So that was a bad thing. We should not do it. Next, don't delay doing good. Because Reuben thought, let me give an idea, put Joseph in the cistern. But in his mind, when all the brothers go and take care of the flocks, I'll return back and save Joseph and send back to his father Joseph. That's what his mind. But he delayed. Don't delay doing good. Speak up when something wrong. If somebody is doing wrong, speak it up. It is wrong. Don't I'll tell tomorrow. I'll tell day after tomorrow. Maybe I won't tell. I only tell half thing. Don't like this. Don't delay doing good. Immediately do it. Speak up when something went wrong. Number 4, lie never end well. If you lie something, it will never ever end well. Don't lie. Don't think that if you lie, I can escape from this situation. Never ever. You cannot escape from the situation. Truth brings peace. Lies brings sorrow. That's what happened, isn't it? In the life of Jacob, all these things. This even the brothers are not happy. They have the guilt in the heart. Always they think, oh, we did mistake. They didn't have it. Always they're having the guilt. So truth brings peace. Lies bring sorrow. Lies never end well. So always be truthful. Yes is yes. No is no. Don't afraid of situation. Even if you do mistake, even if you do wrong thing, clearly say, yes, I did this. I won't do it again. What I did is wrong. It happened like this. Yes, I agree. So you agree. Don't tell lies. Lies never end well because truth bring peace, lies bring sorrow. For God's hand is always working. My children, I'm telling you, in whatever situation you are, whatever, even maybe you may be sick, may have financial problem, maybe you're not able to study well, don't have the concentration, maybe you are not good friends, the friends are neglecting you. All these things is happening in the family, in friends, brothers, sisters. It's everything is not fair. But God's hand is always working, even when things look hopeless. Don't think I'm hopeless situation. Nothing is hopeless. God's hand is working in you. But James 3:16 very clearly says, for where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you will find disorder and every evil practice. This James 3:16 exactly happened in the life of 11 brothers. God bless you, children, for attending this meeting. God